There's a man in Wellington, Florida, who was looking at a map, a Google Earth satellite image of a neighborhood he used to live in Wellington, Florida, and he noticed something suspicious. So he zoomed in and saw what appeared to be this, a submerged car.
Do you know there are some scary places that stayed hidden and unknown for centuries until Google Earth was developed? Now, with Google Earth cameras, we can capture everyday life around the world, especially the mysterious, previously unknown corners of our planet. From abandoned places and cryptic messages to unexplained mysteries, these locations discovered will send chills down your spine and make you wonder what secrets lie beneath our planet's surface. William Moult. In November 1997, William Earl Moult, a 40-year-old mortgage broker, decided to have a night out. Known for drinking sparingly, he visited a nightclub in Lantana, Florida, where he mostly kept to himself. At 9:30 p.m., he called his girlfriend, assuring her he'd be home soon. Calm and seemingly sober, he left the club around 11 p.m. in his white Saturn SL, but he never made it back. A missing person investigation was quickly launched, yet the trail went cold. For over 2 decades, Moult's family and friends lived in agony, clinging to unanswered questions. In August 2019, a resident revisiting his old neighborhood in Wellington, Florida, was browsing Google Earth when something caught his eye. A vague, car-like shape submerged in a large pond near his former home. He alerted the current homeowner, Barry Fay, who flew a drone over the area, confirming the strange discovery. A white sedan lay hidden beneath the water. When the vehicle was retrieved, the remains of William Moult were inside. Surprisingly, the car had been visible on Google Earth since 2007, 12 years before anyone noticed. The sheriff's office told the BBC in 2019 that Moult had most probably lost control of his vehicle and driven into the pond, though witnesses said he didn't seem drunk when he left the nightclub. The force insisted that when the investigation into his disappearance was first launched, the car was not visible, and it was only thanks to a more recent shift in the pond's waters that the vehicle could be seen. While we don't know what really happened those many years ago, we know that he went missing off the face of the Earth, and now he's been discovered thanks to a random search on Google Earth. Irugwa Island. Speaking of random search leading to strange discovery, this strange discovery is on the tiny Irugwa Island in the East African nation of Tanzania. This place isn't even accessible by roads or Google's Street View vehicles. Yet, an innocent search led Reddit user Yoizilmatic to uncover a scene that will leave you questioning reality. Using Google's Street View Orange Man tool and placing it on the far left of the island, the users found themselves transported to what appears to be a dimly lit hallway in an industrial building. The scene is downright chilling. A man lies motionless on the floor, drenched in blood, with red streaks smeared across the walls. Nearby, doors are numbered 549 and 538. But what really makes your skin crawl is what's behind you. Scrawled across another door in creepy writing are the words, "You trusted the wrong guy." On the walls, phrases like, "You're too late, turn back now," and "Liar, traitor" are messily written, making the place feel even more menacing. At the end of the hallway, a shadowy figure clutching a knife stands eerily still. Its human-like shadow, distorted and unnatural, lingers behind it, making the whole scene feel straight out of a nightmare. The Reddit user admitted they initially thought their eyes were playing tricks because the blood splatters look edited, but the body's lifeless state feels all too real. While it's unclear whether the scene is a staged hoax or something more sinister, the combination of graphics, cryptic messages, and a seemingly lifeless figure makes it one of the creepiest discoveries ever found on Google Earth. Whatever it is, one thing is clear: Some places on Google Earth are better left unexplored. St. George's Church. Our next adventure takes us to a tiny town in the Czech Republic that seems straight out of a ghost story. Lukov, a quaint town of just 735 people as of 2021, is home to this 14th century church that has stood abandoned since 1968. Why abandoned? During a funeral that year, the roof collapsed, and locals, already spooked by rumors of hauntings, stayed away. For decades, St. George's Church sat in unsettling silence, crumbling into obscurity. If you check out this church on Google Street View, you'll see it's full of ghosts. Some think these figures might have been grave markers, but it's super creepy how they're sitting on the pews, almost like real people. Well, they are not ghosts, and we will tell you the story in a bit. In 2012, local artist Jakub Hadrava saw an opportunity to breathe new life into this ghostly landmark. For his senior thesis, Hadrava created 30 life-sized ghosts to inhabit the church, playing off its haunted reputation. These solemn white figures sit draped in pews, some standing by doorways as if silently welcoming visitors. The spooky vibe came from plaster casts of his classmates, draped in flowing sheets to look like ghostly figures stuck in time. Hadrava's haunting artwork caught global attention, drawing tourists who came to see the ghosts for themselves. By 2018, they had donated over $26,000 to help fix the church's crumbling roof and add new clock faces to its tower. And just like that, St. George's Church became a powerful reminder of Lukov's past and a fresh spark of creativity for the town. Visiting this church feels like stepping into a live-action horror movie, where every shadowed figure tells a ghostly tale. Would you dare to walk through its doors? Norman's Cay. Even if you are brave enough to walk through St. George's Church without getting scared, there is a name that should send shivers down your spine, and it is none other than Pablo Escobar. Now, this is not a story about the power he wielded in his prime or the magnificence of his empire, but about an ill-fated plane. This story takes us to the coast of Norman's Cay, a small island in the Bahamas. Beneath the pristine blue waters lies a ghostly remnant of history, a plane that once belonged to the infamous drug lord. Norman's Cay served as the headquarters for Carlos Later, one of Escobar's top associates, and was a critical hub for smuggling operations between Colombia and the United States. Planes would stop here to refuel before continuing their illegal journeys. But this particular plane met a grim fate. On one of its drug smuggling missions, it ran low on fuel before reaching the island. In a desperate attempt to save the aircraft, the crew dumped all their illegal cargo into the ocean to lighten the load. Despite their efforts, the plane still crashed into the sea, claiming the lives of both the pilot and co-pilot. What's even more strange is what happened, or, to be more precise, what didn't happen afterward. The local government, terrified of Escobar's powerful reach, refused to retrieve the wreckage. And so, the aircraft was left untouched, slowly rotting beneath the waves, a silent witness to the sinister operations that once dominated Norman's Cay. Today, the site draws curious adventurers, divers, and those captivated by its dark story. Kraken. Still on that dark ocean trail, we head to Antarctica, where there is a strange dark blob in the icy water. If you search Antarctica on your Google Earth, and you zoom in close on that dark area, what looks like the legendary Kraken, a sea monster straight out of Nordic myths, appears. The Kraken, according to old tales, roamed the northern seas near Norway, Iceland, and Greenland. This gigantic beast was said to have tentacles strong enough to drag entire ships underwater, never to be seen again. Sailors even mistook it for an island at times, with some stories claiming it could grow over 100 feet long. The myth of the Kraken likely started with sightings of real-life giant squids. These deep-sea creatures, which can grow up to 59 feet long, are rarely seen because they live in the dark depths of the ocean. Over time, stories turned them into terrifying, ship-crushing monsters. So how did this tale of myth and legend find its way to our Google Earth list? Well, on April 9, 2016, UFO enthusiast Scott C. Waring spotted something unusual on Google Earth. Using the platform's measuring tool, he guessed the creature was around 100 feet long, possibly just the middle section of a giant squid. If true, its full size, including its tentacles, could be over 197 feet. Waring shared the coordinates so others could check out this, and there we got the Kraken mystery. Could it be a prehistoric creature like a plesiosaur or just a trick of light and shadow? It turned out that this sea monster was a rock called sail rock. Sail rock is a rock outcropping that's shaped like a sail and is located a few miles south of Deception Island in the South Shetland Islands. It's nearly 100 feet tall. The rock only looks like a squid if you're looking at an aerial shot from a satellite. We hope some brave souls can go check it out and give us a new street view, but until then, sea monster it is. Backrooms. If you've spent any time online, chances are you've come across some creepy videos, and maybe you've heard about the backrooms. But what are they, and why is everyone so hooked on them? The idea comes from a popular indie game called The Backrooms. In it, players end up trapped in an endless maze of empty rooms, a strange alternate reality you stumble into by glitching out of the real world. The goal? Find your way out before the mysterious lurking creature known as the Being catches you. The internet frenzy surrounding backrooms reached new heights when Reddit users began claiming to find these eerie spaces on Google Earth. In a now famous April 2022 thread, one user posted a mysterious image, captioning it with, "What the hell did he just find on Google Earth?" This kick-started a flood of speculation, with people sharing screenshots of creepy spaces allegedly found using specific coordinates. For example, one of the most unsettling locations was discovered in Nara, Japan, at coordinates 34 degrees, 42 minutes, and 3.5 seconds north, 135 degrees, 49 minutes, and 16.6 seconds east. When viewed in Street View, it revealed an office-like space, completely flipped upside down. Some people even said they saw Billy the Robot, a strange made-up character from Backroom Stories. In Karratha, Australia, another creepy sight was reported. A dark room with chairs arranged in weird circles around a floating Billy the Robo. Interestingly, there are claims that Google has removed many of these backroom locations from Google Earth and Maps. This has led to rumors of a possible cover-up. Does Google know something they're not telling us? Or is it all just a big internet prank? Portal to Hell. In the middle of Turkmenistan's Karakum Desert, there's a place so wild it's hard to believe it's real. The Darvaza gas crater, famously called the Door to Hell. If you've ever seen it on Google Earth or in photos, it's the kind of thing that makes your jaw drop. It's a massive, fiery pit glowing against the dark desert as if it came straight out of a sci-fi movie. This crater is 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep. And here's the craziest part. It's been burning non-stop since 1971. Locals gave it its nickname because of the raging flames, bubbling mud, and bright orange light that can be seen for miles at night. It's so striking that it's become a bizarre tourist attraction, with people traveling from all over the world to check it out. Some even camp nearby, treating it like the world's biggest and hottest campfire. The story behind it is just as wild. Back in 1971, Soviet scientists were drilling for oil, and accidentally hit a massive underground methane gas pocket. The ground gave way, creating this giant crater. Fearing the toxic gas would spread to nearby villages, they decided to light it on fire, thinking it would burn out in a few weeks. Well, it didn't. More than 50 years later, the flames are still going strong, making the crater a symbol of how unpredictable both nature and human decisions can be. You can even spot it glow from space on Google Earth. Scientists have studied it for years, but the fire shows no signs of stopping. SS Jasim. Shipwrecks are like underwater time capsules, holding pieces of history slowly being reclaimed by the ocean. There's something both scary and fascinating about them that has intrigued people for centuries. Thanks to tools like Google Earth, you don't need to be a diver to explore these hidden relics anymore. They're just a few clicks away. One shipwreck that stands out is the SS Jasim, a Bolivian cargo ferry that sank on Windgate Reef near Sudan on December 1st, 2003. Its coordinates are 19 degrees, 38 minutes, and 42 seconds north, 37 degrees, 22 minutes, and 42 seconds east. On Google Earth, you can clearly see the massive ship lying on its side in the shallow waters, preserved as if frozen in time. The SS Jasim was launched in 1961 and operated by Qatar's Al Ramzani Sea Transport for decades before its unexpected sinking. While the exact cause remains a mystery, its final resting place on Windgate Reef has made it an object of fascination for both divers and virtual explorers. Windgate Reef itself is famous for shipwrecks. The SS Jasim is one of the largest wrecks visible on Google Earth, making it a favorite for those curious about underwater history. But honestly, seeing the wreck from above adds a whole new perspective to its ghostly beauty. It reminds you of the power of nature and the stories hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered even from the comfort of your screen. Silent people. In case you aren't fascinated by decaying ships, this strange scene on a quiet stretch of Highway 5 outside Suomussalmi, Finland, would leave you scratching your head. The moment you stumble across it, you're greeted by an eerie field teeming with figures motionless, silent, and strangely human-like. Travelers who've gone back in time on Street View report the same unsettling sight. Year after year, the mysterious figures stand there, unchanging. At first glance, it's hard not to imagine some sinister gathering or ominous event frozen in time. But upon closer inspection, the truth is revealed. These aren't people at all. They're part of an art installation known as The Silent People, a hauntingly beautiful creation by Finnish artist Reijo Kela. The installation consists of nearly 1,000 scarecrows, each uniquely dressed and adorned with straw hair. Since its debut in 1994, The Silent People has captivated onlookers with its surreal and enigmatic presence. According to TripAdvisor, the effect of this silent crowd changes with the time of day and weather. In the early morning light, the figures appear somber and almost menacing. As the day progresses, their colorful clothing brightens the mood, and when the wind rustles their straw hair and clothes, it's as if they've come to life. Reijo Kela has left the interpretation of the installation's meaning open to the viewer. Some speculate it commemorates those lost in the Winter War of 1939 to 1940, a brutal conflict between Finland and Soviet Russia that took place nearby. Others see it as a poetic exploration of solitude, silence, and human presence. Whatever its meaning, this field of scarecrows keeps serving haunting beauty and mysterious aura. Nagoro. Since we are still on scarecrows, let's head to Asia, in a small Japanese village called Nagoro. Thanks to Google Maps Street View, you can see it up close, so type in the coordinates 33 degrees, 55 minutes and 44 seconds north, 133 degrees, 55 minutes, and 58 seconds east into your maps. As you explore the quiet streets, you'll come across two small bus stops filled with passengers, all silently waiting. But here's the twist. They're not people. They're dolls. These life-sized dolls are so detailed and carefully posed that it's easy to mistake them for real people at first glance. Some sit patiently, while others gaze into the distance, frozen in time. The discovery has left many viewers both fascinated and unsettled, as the scene feels like it's straight out of a haunting movie. So, what's the story behind these dolls? The answer lies with Ayano Tsukimi, a local artist who has made over 350 life-size dolls to represent the former residents of Nagoro. Each doll symbolizes someone who either passed away or moved to bigger cities, leaving the village with fewer than 40 living residents. Ayano started this project after creating a scarecrow that resembled her late father. She found comfort in her creation and began crafting more dolls to honor the people who once made Nagoro a lively place. The dolls aren't just scattered randomly. They're arranged to recreate everyday scenes from the village's past. Some work on the roads as utility workers, others appear as lumberjacks, and many, like those at the bus stops, simply wait. Together, they make the village feel like it's stuck in a bittersweet time warp. Ayano continues to maintain and create new dolls, ensuring they stay lifelike and meaningful. Over the years, Nagoro has become a unique tourist destination. So the question to you is, do you find this heartwarming and thoughtful, or do you find it haunting? Whatever your answer is, you can enjoy the view on your screens even if you are not brave enough to spend the night in Nagoro. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next updates. Also, click the next video on your screen to enjoy more exciting content.